Hey guys, so welcome to the day in AK. Now, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna work out, and the team here is going to be filming all of it. We're gonna do some questions, some answers, some comments, and it's gonna be a little different than my normal workout. So usually I'm up really early, I go to a different gym, but what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna try this gym. Hopefully there's not a lot of people. I don't wanna make a big distraction while we're doing this. We're gonna try out this gym, and normally also I'm working out by myself. I have my AirPods in, I'm listening to an audiobook. We're gonna try it right now and we'll see. Hopefully we don't create a big distraction while we're in here. And if we do, we're gonna have to go try somewhere else because I definitely don't wanna do that. Let's see. All right, let's do this. All right, so typically I'm training for about 90 minutes, and what I usually do is I'm on cardio for about 30 minutes before I actually train with weights. And then what happens is I'm usually doing weights for another 60 to 90 minutes depending on the body part. So I'm gonna cut it short, don't worry guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna just warm up for about 10 minutes, get a good mile in, and then from there I'll do about 45 to 60 minutes of training. And then hopefully you guys will be entertained, we'll answer a lot of questions, and we'll have some fun. So let's get started here. And again, this is a little different than my normal routine, and definitely my normal gym. But I figured, let's bring you guys in the loop. Now I don't really go too heavy on my cardio in the beginning. I just try to get a good sweat going, get my heart rate going, get my body moving, because when I usually do weights, it's pretty intense. And like I said, I usually do about 30 minutes of cardio, 60 to 90 minutes of weight training. And this is a little bit of a smaller gym, but we're gonna make it work. It's gonna be fun. "24 years ago, I got introduced to network marketing. And crazy story. Went to a meeting, was in college, somebody invited me to go see these people, went inside of a room, they did a presentation, and for 2 hours, I'm watching these crazy people talk about money, cars, trips, events, and I remember at the end of it, I was thinking to myself, you know what? I can do this. So I took what money I had at the time, which wasn't much, bought the biggest pack they had, and that's how I got started. and it wasn't easy. I remember the people that brought me, after about 2 weeks, they quit the business, couldn't find them anymore. The other people that I met, they weren't around. And that was a critical moment for me. I had to make a decision. Do I quit or do I figure it out? So obviously, 24 years later, I figured it out and stuck to it. Had ups and downs, wins and losses, but incredible experiences. So much fun, life-changing. You know, looking back now, I've met millions of people, 60, 70 countries, and would never have happened if I said no 24 years ago. So I've had a lot of great people in my life really teach me, show me the way to be successful. And some of the best mentors I've had at the time, quite frankly, I thought they were assholes. It wasn't until later that I realized everything they were telling me was what I needed to hear. Specifically, one mentor that I had when I was 31, 32, extremely successful, you know, at one point multi-billionaire, took me under his wing, and for 6 years, really gave me a master's degree in business. Taught me everything that I needed to know to be successful. And it's hard because when you're young, ambitious, energetic, and you think you know everything, And I was definitely like that. There were times where I just thought, hey, I'm the smartest guy. I know everything. And then you look back and you're like, God, you were so foolish. But through all that, I learned a ton. And it's helped me become the person I am today. And we had some ups and downs as well. But that's life, that's business. You're not gonna always win. In fact, I've probably learned far more from my losses than from my victories. One of the things that stands out for me is, listen, when you're doing well and things are going great, you're not as good as you think you are. And when things are going bad and nothing seems to be right and the world looks like it's ending, trust me, it's not as bad as you think it is. So the message is, with that, no matter how much success I have, I know it could get better. I know it could also get worse. So I'm always staying focused, staying hungry. I mean, because when I was younger, I would think when I was doing so well, I was invincible. Nothing could go wrong. It was gonna be like this forever. It's not reality. Everybody has their ups and downs. That's business, that's life. Thing is, you gotta learn from it, and you can never quit. You know, the one thing that I will tell you, no matter what happens, I'm never gonna quit. I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna just let go. I'm gonna keep pushing myself, pushing the people around me, and try to be the absolute best version of myself that I can be. And it's just this internal drive that I have, where no matter what, nothing's gonna stop me. Being consistent is a big part of being successful. And it's not just consistency, it's also discipline. I mean, you can be consistently bad, but if you have certain disciplines in your life, for example, you know, we're shooting this in the gym. The gym is a big part of my life. And it's not just, hey, I love working out. No, I hate working out. I hate it. I hate waking up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I hate getting out of bed if it's really warm or really cold and going to the gym and punishing myself, right? More times I feel like not doing it, but that's the day that I know I have to do it. You know, nobody feels like getting up early, going to the gym, busting their ass, putting themselves through all of this pain and struggle. I don't love that. But what I do love is after. I love the feeling I have after. I love the result I have after. And it's not just about looking good. It's about feeling good. You know, when you work out, and also usually when I train, I'm listening to an audiobook. Like right now, book I'm listening to, obviously not right now because I'm talking, is a book called Relentless. Now, every day when I train, I'm probably listening to an audiobook 90 to 120 minutes every day. I've done that for over 20 years. And feeding my mind, growing my body, learning constantly, trying to get better and improve. So for me, it's just that discipline, getting up early, training my body, training my mind, having the discipline to do it even when I don't feel like doing it. I think that makes a huge difference. And that also goes towards life. So when I do that every morning, it also means I'm gonna do that in my work, I'm gonna do that in my business, I'm gonna do that with everything I do. So, super important. So, the one thing about the gym and training is you've got to put yourself through pain to grow. You've got to challenge yourself to grow. You want to build muscle? It takes resistance. You're not going to grow without resistance. And you can't fake being in good shape. You can't fake being healthy. When I see somebody and they look like they work out, they train, they're consistent, I know they're fairly successful in other things in their life because it takes work. And if you want to be successful in anything, it takes work. It takes that resistance. It takes that struggle. It takes that pain. It takes that ability to do things when you don't feel like doing it. So for me, that's why I do it every day. I get up, I train, and that catapults to everything else in my life. Typically what I do is I don't train with anybody. I usually train by myself. Like I said, I put my AirPods in, train by myself. And here's how I figure out my workouts. I have an app. So this app is great. Every day it tells me, all right, so for example, the gym that I'm at, I'm gonna do upper body. I'm gonna do about 90 minutes of training, and it just lays out my workout. I track everything that I do, and this is gonna be my workout for the day. I put the gym that I'm in, I put the equipment the gym has, and it tells me when to start, when to stop. So let's see, I'm gonna start my workout, and it says, we're gonna do some dumbbell bench presses because I have a bench press and I have some dumbbells. So we're gonna do that right now. And the other challenge about this gym is the weights don't go up to a certain level that I wanna be at, but we're gonna have to make it work. All right. So we're doing all upper body stuff today for 90 minutes. Do some flat bench right now. Nothing too heavy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Everybody that's had success, I promise you, they have had significant failures. I'm no different. I've made so many mistakes. I've had so many different failures. But that's okay. That's normal. You know, in the end, I don't want to be defined by all of my mistakes. I really want to be remembered for all of my victories. And that's why I keep pushing forward. Because every human is going to make mistakes. That's fine, that's normal. And if you find somebody that says they haven't, they're lying. It's not true. I've had my share. I've started companies that didn't work out. Timing, funding, people, all different reasons. But again, I've had huge successes. And most of the people remember and talk about the successes. And very few people even know about any of the losses, but they exist. And the thing is, you learn so much from them. Like all of the setbacks that I've had in my life, they're learning experiences. And all the mistakes that I've made, learning experiences. And there's been quite a bit, but that's okay. Helps me to get better for the next opportunity. So for me, I love products that solve problems. And you know, a lot of how if I'm giving someone advice on being successful, it's just be the best at solving problems. I don't care what it is that you're doing. If you can simply solve problems, you can create success and wealth. And with crypto, everybody has the same problem. Hey, you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, you have USDT, whatever. Okay, how do you use it? You want to go to the store. How do you use your crypto in the store? You want to buy an airline ticket. You want to go to a hotel. You want to take a trip. How do you use your crypto? With infinite money, you can instantly load your crypto on the card, use the card anywhere. Visa is accepted, including any ATM in the world. So for me, if anyone in the world has crypto, this is a product everyone needs, not nice to have. They need this. So for me, that's a product that I believe you can build a multi-billion-dollar business on, and we will, just that product alone. You know, what's the beauty of the card? I already told you. If you have crypto, everybody in the world needs our card, the Infinite Money Card. Anybody that has crypto, you need the Infinite Money Card. So the beauty also, people say, well, how have you been growing so fast with the Infinite Money Card in your community? Well, it's very simple. We take a huge portion of the revenue we generate and we pay it out in word of mouth bonuses. For example, the Infinity card is 2,500 USD, and that's unlimited spending. There's no limit anywhere in the world. And what you can do is you can get a 20% reward. So if you recommend the Infinity card and somebody uses your referral link, buys the card, you make $500. So it's pretty amazing to recommend and promote something that you use and love and get rewarded for it. You know, one of the things I love about this business, there's no limit on the level of success you can have. If you want to make 1,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 100,000 a month, 1 million a month, you're not limited. And the beauty is you can build this anywhere in the world. Anywhere you go, all you have to do is overcome the fear of talking to people. You see, one of the fears people have is, what are they gonna think? What are they gonna say? How do I talk to them? How do I start a conversation? Give you an example. I was out to dinner with some of our members and I overheard a group of people talking about crypto. And I said, guys, watch this. And as they were getting up to pay their bill, I said, excuse me. I said, you guys have crypto? I couldn't help but overhear you were talking about crypto. And they said, yeah, we were talking about crypto. We have some USDT and we had some Bitcoin and you see the crypto market now. I said, great. I said, can I ask you a question? I said, how do you, if you have crypto, how do you use it? If you want to buy something, you want to buy this meal, how do you use it? Oh, well, then it got complicated. They didn't really have an answer. They just have it. I said, what if I told you I have a card, and I showed them the Infinite Money Card. I said, I have a card that you can use anywhere in the world. Major credit cards are accepted, including ATMs to get local currency. And you can use it right now in this restaurant. Instantly take your crypto, put it on the card, and there's 0 transaction fees. They're like, how do I get this? So the point is, everybody needs this. All you have to do is be a little brave, talk to people, and have fun when you're doing it. And again, solve a problem. You know, I don't really measure my water intake, but other than coffee, water is the only thing I consume as a liquid. So I don't drink soda, I don't drink sugar. I stay away from basically everything other than water and coffee. So you can imagine throughout the day I'm drinking, probably easily over 100 ounces of water every day. But that's all I drink. I don't drink juices. I don't really drink milk. Other than maybe a cup of coffee or 2 a day and a ton of water, that's all I consume. So it's a lot. And for me, you know, I try to be really careful with what I put in my body, because for me, it's all about energy. And if I don't put in the right stuff in my body, I don't feel right. And if I don't feel right, I don't perform as well as I can. So I'm usually very careful with what I consume. Yeah, I'm usually in the gym a total of 90 to 120 minutes, depending on my cardio routine. Like if I'm doing 30 minutes of cardio, I'm probably in the gym training with weights, stretching for about another 90 minutes. So in total, it's usually around 2 hours. Yeah, and it's usually high intensity, a lot of interval stuff. Again, today we're doing a little bit of a condensed version. You know, today we'll walk you through kind of the routine that I have. Yeah, I trained, and again, usually it's a lot earlier in the morning. Again, we've changed it up so we can do this recording. And then what I'll do is I'll go cut my hair, get my beard trimmed up. You know, I'm a big believer, when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you perform extremely well. I mean, right, when you feel good, you perform really well. And when you perform really well, again, it feels good. So it's kind of this addiction to feeling good, looking good, doing good, performing well. And I love that every day. So if I could only eat one meal for the rest of my life, what would it be? That's tough, because I do love food. I would have to say it would be steak. Give me water and steak every day. I could live, no problem, easy. I had a point where I was doing 200 to 300 push-ups every day for 30 days. I did a challenge. I would do 200 push-ups, 200 squats, 200 sit-ups for 30 days. And it was brutal, but feel incredible. And every day, same thing. You wake up and you don't want to do it. And it's funny. It's almost like you negotiate with yourself. You start saying, we worked hard yesterday, take today off. And it's like these two sides. And one's telling you, hey, you can relax today. You can take today off. You know, you worked really hard. You're a little too sore. And the other one's saying, get your ass up, get out, start working, pull it together, push yourself harder. And it's this constant battle. And the thing is, I don't negotiate with myself. I'm very disciplined. I know I gotta do it. I don't feel like doing it. I do it anyway. And that's where most people quit. And if you want to be successful, just do what most people are not going to do. Work as hard as most people are not going to work. Most people are not going to do it. Most people are not going to work hard. They're not going to put forth the effort. They're going to stay in bed. They're going to relax. They're going to stay on their phone. They're not going to do all the things that you're willing to do. And, you know, you get criticized, ridiculed, beaten, put down, challenged, called names. I mean, people say, hey, oh, you're crazy. What's wrong with you? Why don't you slow down? Why don't you stop? Why don't you quit? Why don't you relax? Why don't you calm down? Yeah, it's not me. You know, and it's okay to be different. It's okay to be misunderstood. You know, I'm very sure and confident that the path I'm on and what I'm doing, I feel is best and right for me. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. All right, so workout is done. Feeling really good. Now, somebody was asking me, AK, what is the biggest purchase that you've made with the Infinite Money Card so far? And it was actually, I got a vehicle for my son, and I used the card. So what I love is there's no limit to where you can, to what you can get with this card. And if you guys are looking, yes, this is the special Founders Edition card. So you're not gonna get exactly this one. You'll get the all metal white card for sure, but this is a little amped up, you know, for me special. Work. Spicy. Dog. BTC all day. Gladiator. Remember the Titans. And all the Marvel movies. Apple. This is tough because I have so many brands that I love.
That's my boss guy.
Lululemon. Wear that every day to work out. And Starbucks. My phone, for sure. My Infinite Money Card, for sure. And my Whoop, which I'm doing my nails so you don't see it, but you see the tan line. For sure, my Whoop. Any type of meat, steak preferably. coffee.
Kita
America,
yang discuss option.
Argentina, Azerbaijan, Australia, Armenia. Oh, I can't live without water, coffee, family. This is not in that order, okay? I don't want to hear the criticism. My work and working out. Hello.
Coffee.
Hola. Salam alaikum.
Tang sud dulu.
That's all I got. The chicken. That was my box of questions. So it's been quite a good day. We did a little training. I got pampered a little bit with the hair and the beard and the nails. And now we're just gonna relax, have a coffee, kind of recap everything. And then I have a bunch of Zooms that I'm gonna be doing later tonight and getting ready because we got a full travel schedule. The next 90 days are gonna be probably 12 countries in the next 90 days. And everybody's just really excited. I'm excited, the team's excited. So much more momentum and growth is happening and we just can't wait to see where it goes. So I've had some people ask me different questions throughout the last 30 days with the travel that we've been doing. And one of the questions somebody said, they said, AK, listen, you've been doing this for over 20 years. You've traveled the world. You've spoken to millions of people. You've had ups and downs. You've had success. And one of the things that they always ask me is if you can go back in time and you can talk to your younger self, what's something that you would say? And, you know, there's so much that I would say at that point, but one of the things that I know I would say, and I'd say this to all entrepreneurs, young or old, is do less thinking and take more action. You know, so many times I see people, they're thinking, they're planning, they're strategizing, and I'm not saying that's bad. Yes, that's definitely good. But most of the time, they overdo it. And what they do is they make planning, strategizing, thinking an excuse as to why they're not taking action. Listen, you're not gonna have it figured out, including my younger self, is jump in before you know. Jump in as soon as you can, take action, and through that process, you will end up learning, growing, mastering whatever it is you're doing, as long as you stay disciplined and consistent and stick with it. So, you know, that's one of the things that I would definitely say and recommend for people. And also is to dream bigger. You know, dreams are not something that we do at night. You know, most people think, hey, I'm gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna dream. Well, dreams for me are what keep me up at night. Have you ever been so excited that you can't sleep because you're thinking of all the positive possibilities? This happens to me so often where I have such crazy big dreams and goals, and it's what keeps me up. It's not what happens when I go to sleep. So dream bigger and have crazy big goals. And you'll find out that you, more often than not, will achieve them if you stay consistent and disciplined. So with our company, one of the things that I think helps us stand out is all of our transactions are done in crypto. Now, people say, well, AK, you don't take cash, you don't take credit cards? No, we do not. And you have to remember, with our company, we are dealing with so many different currencies in so many different countries, and there's so much different fluctuations. Now, when we're dealing with a crypto, whether it's a stable coin, BTC, Ethereum, it's a global currency where everybody has the same price. And it's digital, where we can facilitate transactions almost instantly. And for us, it's just super simple. And obviously we're a big believer in digital currencies as it is, and a big part of our company is focused on that, especially with our Infinite Money Card. So for us, it just makes our lives so much simpler, and it's also helping to educate our community a little bit more on digital assets. All right, that's this episode of Infinite Money Talks with AK. Like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned. We'll see you on the next one.